Hello and welcome, 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 welcome. I am delighted to be here with you today. I am Silvia with an I, coming to you from a space station floating high above beautiful Eastbourne by the sea, where the sun is shining and the birds are singing. They are mostly seagulls, so it's more like squawking. But that's fine, there's life about, and spring is coming, spring is springing. And good morning, Wendy. Lovely. Oh, you're my first person here today. Extra special star sparkles to you. And Bear, hello, darling. Happy Sunday, indeed. Indeed, a blessed day. And Marianne, my dear, dear Marianne, good morning. Good morning. I hope it's wonderful in Germany too. It's wonderful everywhere where there are wonderful people getting together. And that's what we're going to be doing here today, and I'm excited. So today's topic, that was fun. Treasure hunting, lucky stars, and magic mushrooms. Isn't that's a good title? And it's been just great. I've just had an amazing week. If you were here last week, I had this wonderful experience with the Star Child. And yeah, that was sort of a major event. When you have a major event in your life, then you need to spend a little time reflecting and coming back from that, and sort of integrating what you've learned and making changes, perhaps doing kind of a holiday. People who don't do this sort of thing very often, they probably don't appreciate that you need, after a major experience of some time, you need a little bit of rest and recreation, shall we say. Good morning, Fadwa. Oh, that's funny. I was gonna put that up. I can sense the image of coastal Eastbourne now with seagulls and sea waves. Yes. How far are we from direct line here? Possibly no more than 250 yards or so. So we're quite close to the actual sea here where I live. Can't see it, but you can certainly hear it. Good morning, Wendy Stoughton. And Ilka. Hi. Hello. Welcome. I'm so pleased you're here with me. Yeah, so, I was saying that after a major sort of personal development experience, it is, you need to take a little bit of time out to integrate it properly and allow the landscape to reshape itself, if you will. And so after the Star Child last week, I needed some, I don't know, just some fun and games and just some lightness and some, something simple and happy and easy. And behind me, you can see well, we can call it painting in the widest metaphorical sense. I've started that a long time ago. Can't even remember when I started it. I should make a habit of writing on the canvas when I got started with them, because some things just take longer than others. And I just had fun with that. I was just have fun, basically. Put some paints on it anywhere you want, any color, any sort of stripiness. And because the paint was quite thick, it had to dry for quite a long time before you could add the next layer. So this has been going on for a while. I didn't even have a title for it. I just kept adding to it over time. And yeah, about Wednesday, I think, I was doing something to it, and it came to me what the title was of this painting. And it's treasure hunting. And it's kind of based on this idea that you go in the mountains or somewhere and you look for treasures like gold in the rocks or opal or, whatever you're looking for, really. Diamonds, emeralds, rubies, sort of treasure hunting. And this painting is kind of standing before a wall somewhere in the mountains and having really found an absolute the ocean of treasures, really. And when you look at that in the real world, this painting, you know, the way they come across on photos, on videos, this just doesn't do them justice. And I had a wonderful experience with this week as well. I had a threshold shift on that. I've always been so unhappy that you can't, you know, it just doesn't look anything like the real thing. And it's like I'm deliberately making it so that you can't photograph the damn things by adding these holographic things. And, you know, and I've been kind of angry about that and been saying to my dear energy mind, what are you doing? Why are you making it always look on photo? Why can't I make something that looks as good on a photograph as it does in real life? And then the other day, one of my star memories came to me. And that, you might have heard this. This was when I was at this Mind Body Spirit Festival, and with a very, very well-known speaker. And I was talking to him, and he always used to use these publicity photos of himself that were 30 years out of date. And this fan of him came up behind. I was talking to him, he was standing in front of me. This fan came up of his, waving one of his books with his picture 30 years out of date on it. Oh, please, can you sign my book? And he turned around to her, and she just went, ah, like that. And I saw that and I thought, oh my God, that's just terrible. It's terrible when you see a photograph and then the person in real life is just so much, well, not what you expected. And that's kind of, you know, when your expectations are crushed. And it came to me that should ever anybody see one of my paintings in real life, their expectations will be absolutely exceeded. And so that'll be the opposite effect of what happened at this Mind Body Spirit Festival with the well-known speaker, the opposite effect, where people will see it and they say, wow, that's actually better than the picture on the internet. And as that connected up for me, I was like, this is brilliant. I don't have to be angry anymore that photos and videos don't do my artwork justice. I don't have to be angry about it anymore or fight with it. It's perfect. It's perfect. People can see them on a screen and like them. And if they should ever see them in real life, they're going to go, wow, literally, wow, which is brilliant. And so I'm super pleased about that. Super pleased about that. Good morning, Ruth. Just seen you there. Good morning, Ruth. Okay, yeah, so that was a lovely experience for me. And the painting behind me is treasure hunting. And where that connects up with the serious work that I do. And I do very serious work. You know, I try to save the world with bringing love and logic back together into the same place where they are one and the same. And I try and create methods and systems of thought that help people have a better experience in this incarnation. And you could say on some level, I try to not save souls. They don't need saving, but assist souls in the soul journey. Yeah. And you could think of that as being terribly serious as well. But without the touch of lightness, without the touch of joy, without the color and the sparkles and just the sheer magic of things, it just, nothing works. It doesn't work. Life doesn't work when you are being serious all the time. And the more deadly serious you are about anything, the less likely you are going to have a positive impact or making a positive change. Because it's just sort of it's a break. Being dead serious about anything puts the brakes on everything. Natural flow, positive happenings. And look, here we come straight to the lucky stars. Yes, So I was just thinking about luck as I was relaxing and treasure hunting. Because if you're hunting for treasures, you need to be quite lucky, right? There's lots of people who are going around and looking for treasures. And so there is definitely an element of luck involved in that. It's not all luck. You can't just stumble around in a desert and hope that you're going to, I don't know, fall into the next unexplored pharaoh's golden grave. You have to have some sort of an idea where to start your search. But in everything you do, there has to, if there is even just a little sprinkle of good fortune, of luck, something extra coming in that supports this endeavor, then things are different. Instead of this mad hard work and not really knowing what you're doing, there is this sense as though there's somebody there who's helping you. There's something about the world that is smiling upon you. There's something out there which wants to support your endeavors. And I think that's just wonderful. Beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. Ooh, Ilka says, being serious is a sign of high level stress. Oh, God, yeah. God, yeah. Yes, I agree completely. Being super serious about anything means that you're kind of, I don't know, stuck inside of it rather than being able to rise above it and see the bigger picture, where things are relating to each other, what is causing this, to actually, being really serious about something kind of kills your ability to see the bigger picture and then actually act in such a way that there's something good will come of it. Completely. I see it when I get too deathly serious about anything. I really know that I need to do something about it, because you cannot find solutions in this grim, bitter state of whatever it is you're wanting to fight or exterminate or whatever, whatever it may be. Yeah, it's one of those things. Absolutely, 100%. So yeah, I was thinking about luck, and I thought, oh, I'd like to make myself a lucky pendant, because I'd like to invite more luck into my life. I've got, like everybody else, I've got all sorts of weird and wonderful problems and challenges. And I just like a sprinkle of stardust in there somewhere, some luck. So I asked myself, okay, a symbol for luck. What should that be? Okay, we've got the energy symbols. What is the luckiest energy symbol? And I immediately thought, well, it must be the gift, the miracle. And I made a charm as a miracle, and I have it, and I might wear it next week. We'll see. But as I was making that, I thought, yeah, miracles are wonderful. But miracles have nothing to do with luck. That's the whole thing with miracles. They are totally, unconditionally, unearned in every way. And they are not really anything to do with luck. Luck is something else. Huh, I thought, okay. Well, if the sign for the gift, the miracle in the energy symbols, isn't the luckiest energy symbol, which is? And there in the back of my mind, a song started to play. You are my lucky star. And I was like, oh my God, of course. The luckiest symbol in the energy symbols, of course, it's the star. Of course it is. Oh my God, I can't believe after all this business with star matrix and star memories and star dreams and the star child and star fields, that I didn't know that the luckiest symbol of them all is the star. That is so cool. I was like, well, hey, I know what charm I have to make. I have to make a lucky star. And, the difference between a normal star and a lucky star is that this one's colorful. And Ha, this particular one, okay, I'll tell you. This particular one is actually colorful because I very carefully cut up the colorful wrapping from 3 Chinese fortune cookies, which came with a very delicious meal the other night. And they were pretty and they were sparkly and they came in different colors. So I cut them up and made them into my lucky star and also the gift symbol. So yeah, I've given away tricks of the trade. Or you could go like on it and say, I've been recycling and making something that didn't go into the trash into a treasure instead. Oh my God, and here we can get all metaphorical and symbological on the treasure hunting. But let's not do that. Let us not do that. Would you like to be more lucky? Would you like to be more lucky? Would you like to have more luck in your life? What would happen if you were luckier? What would happen if you're actually already luckier than you think you are? And that's one of those fun things, isn't it? It's one of those fun things. People always saying that they are, I'm so unlucky, I never win anything. And this is this old weirdness, pre-star matrix weirdness, because you start digging in there. I've never won anything in my life, they'll say. And if you say, is that really true? No, you've never won anything in your life. And they'd be like, well, yeah, okay, all right. I won a writing contest at school. And I said, yeah, and what else? Yeah, and I did win a big teddy bear at a fair once. Uh-huh. It won anything else? And they started laughing and saying, well, I guess I won the love of my fabulous husband. That was lucky. It was a lucky coincidence that I met him. And they start laughing. And if you just keep asking this, and then you ask them, so you've never won anything in your life, you're totally unlucky? And they go like, huh, I'd never thought of it like that. I've been lucky lots of times. I was in a car crash once, and everybody else died, and I was the only one who survived. I guess that's lucky. Like, yeah, that's lucky. Okay, just keep telling me more. It is fabulous. As that happens, people then remember more and more things that could fall under that heading of luck. And that's one of those examples where sort of this limiting belief that somehow keeps us trapped inside and keeps the good things on the outside just crumbles under the weight of the evidence of your own memories. And it's just that nobody's really asked about this before. It's funny. It's like a court case. It's like the belief is on trial. And you're bringing in these witnesses, which are the person's own memories, their own aspects, one after the next and after the next. And the jury is sitting there and is listening to this. And there comes a point when one more witness comes in and the person says, yeah, God, yeah, I actually found a gold bracelet on the beach in the sand. Somebody must have lost it and I found it. And this final straw that breaks the camel's back, all of a sudden there's this cascade, there's this relief. And the way I see it is the entire jury is like, okay, that's it. That person is totally wrong about being unlucky. They have actually been super lucky and just they didn't know that. They just didn't know that. And that's where then I go, oh my God, I wonder how many people have this same problem. And let's just think in terms of lucky as just one positive trait, something that if you have it in your aura, in your systems, if you believe that, or if you know that, changes so many things. You know, I'm a lucky person. I'm a blessed child. Oh, I see the connection. I've just seen the connection, how I got from the blessed child to, well, if you're a blessed child, then you must be lucky, surely. You know, this is one of the things about being a blessed child. Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay. Well, guys, that was brilliant. Yeah. So, I mean, that would be our star matrix way of doing this. How to invite more luck into your life? Well, contemplate the luck that you've already had. That's, you know, start with the luck you had, that it was you who actually got conceived, had a moment of conception, got born into this life, and you survived all of that. That's pretty lucky to start with. And we'll start from there. And it's remarkable to, this is a way of getting rid of limiting beliefs. And I really believe they have limited us. Literally limited us in setting limits, setting boundaries, like walls with barbed wire on top, with guards going round the top, prisons. That these limiting beliefs have created prisons, like being unlucky. And our conscious minds are powerful. If they believe that, I'm pretty sure all the rest of our things there, and even people, will try and help us bend reality round to this wrongness. Bend reality so that, you know, like a conspiracy. Anytime anything lucky happens, it's quickly weaseled away and hidden because, you know, this evidence must not be known to the public. Or ideas are misdirected, or you say, oh, that wasn't really luck, that was something else, to keep that belief prison, I'm not lucky, alive. But the way out is by simply spending some time on that topic. And I would invite us all to do that this week. I would really invite us all to do that this week. To, in the morning when we wake up, remember a lucky memory. Ask our dear energy minds to send us a memory of where we were astonishingly lucky. And just let happen what happens naturally. Because I believe that so after a week of this, we will have learned a lot about luck, how it works, how it has manifested in our lives. We understand it better. We understand our own personal relationship with luck better. And we have really told everyone that we're done now with this, trying to work our way through lives without that lifting, helping wind beneath our wings of sparkly luck that rises up like bubbles in the champagne and can lift us to a different level and bring wonderful things, stardust and all sorts. So, yeah, I think that's a wonderful idea. Luck is a wonderful thing. It's a beautiful thing. And it's real, absolutely real. There are people absolutely wandering the earth who are blessed with it. And guess what? I think these people happen to be us. We might just not have known that yet. Okay, so yeah, that was fun. Well, hey, lucky sparkles. Which takes me really to my next thing here, stardust. Ah, man. We often talk about sprinkling a little stardust on a situation so that it all starts to shine and sparkle. And it's really fun. This week, 3 separate energists all had a real thing going on with this, the energy of these little sparkly stars. Now, if we have anybody listening here and saying, oh, they're all crazy talking about sparkling stars, blah, 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 blah. The sparkling stars, the stardust, the fairy dust, describes a very light, bubbly form of energy. It's quite real. you can feel it in your body when we evoke that, when we talk about it, when we consider that, when we connect with that sense of these bubbles in champagne sparkling, tiny little stars that like give a kiss of life to everything they touch, to every cell in your body, and they're fine and sparkly, and they get into every part of your energy system. Can't keep them out. It's a bit like doing art with fine glitter. You'll find it everywhere, and you can't ever get rid of it again because it's just everywhere. And I think a lot of people are fascinated with glitter because it is a metaphorical representation of something that actually exists for real at the energy levels. So, stardust, ooh, yes. And I do think that is connected with this whole luck thing, with the living life on the positive wing of the Suspel. So as there were three separate energists, there was Carol and Catrol, Okavandel and me, who all had sort of major stardust experiences, separate from each other, didn't talk to each other about that at all, just came up. And they were on my timeline, one after the other. And I was like, wow, yeah, stardust is definitely a topic for people who are interested in talking about energy without going mad, without going into unicorn delusions, but to gain a sense of these finer, higher, different kinds of energy levels that have noticeable effects on our well-being right here, right now. Sparkly stardust. Yes. Oh, feels so good. It feels so good, and I love that. So yeah, that was so we've talked about the treasures, finding treasures in life, going through life looking for treasures, which is the metaphor for star matrix. We go through life and we're not looking for a new house or a new car or even a new boyfriend. What we're looking for is the next star experience. And that could come anytime, anywhere, with anyone. And if we're a little bit lucky and a little bit blessed and a little bit sparkly and aware of the signs that are around, and they do exist, point us in the right direction. We can go from one star experience to the next. And yeah, those are the real treasures and riches. That's the real treasure hunting. And if anybody should get rich in the process of doing that, or find fame and fortune, or whatever it is that is the deep desire there behind all the activities, well, as a side effect, happiness is always welcome in every shape, in every guise. Our happiness matters. Our happiness should be the goal for everything. They love the concept of living life as a treasure hunter, going through life and people on Star Matrix 4 will know what I'm talking about here. Whew. Yes, and so I was in this whole happiness with the lucky stars and the stardust, and then I made a magic mushroom. But you have to, don't you? There we go. And here again, I can see the grim PhD reapers starting to go on about how this is not the solution to anything. Making a little magic mushroom can't possibly help with anything serious like stress and all these things. Oh, man. But, I'm not even going to bother with but. Look, it's one of those things. Either you get my happy magic mushroom or you don't. I think you can understand that magic mushrooms are a big topic. They're about spiritual enlightenment. Loads of people go and take trips to Brazil. It's a huge industry, and suck down some strange concoctions made by the local shamans for the tourists. And, like as modern energies, we can have these magic mushrooms in sanctuary where they belong and do something with them. I am now gifting you my magic mushroom that the spores may fly into your sanctuary and your own magic mushrooms will arise. And then you can go and do something with them. You can eat them. Tasty. You could evolve them. There's all sorts of things you can do with things in sanctuary. I might make it really, really big and just stand underneath it. That's something I always wanted to do. Giant mushroom, stand underneath and enjoy it. Yes, so my magic mushroom. I could talk very seriously, and I mean very, very seriously, for a very long time about how the drugs that various philosophers ingested shaped their philosophies. Like the people who were doing opium, they had a certain worldview, and this worldview is expressed in their philosophies. The people who were doing the magic mushrooms in the 70s and the LSD, they're quite different, the magic mushrooms and the LSD. But, their philosophies, their beliefs about the world stem through the filter of that drug that they were taking to attain enlightenment. In the Middle Ages, everybody was drunk all the time, seriously drunk, because they couldn't drink their own water. They're living in these towns, where slime was running down the walls and people were peeing in the streets. They couldn't drink their own water. So they were constantly pissed. Like in Egypt too, they were drinking beer instead. Where we would drink water or tea or coffee, they'd be drinking beer all the time. And that affects their philosophies and their worldviews and their outlook on life. Earliest 20th century, they were heavily into amphetamines, and everything became very Bauhaus and crystalline, and the philosophies likewise became very inhumane and, basic. So I could talk very seriously about magic mushrooms for a very long time. But I'm thinking that if we get our dear energy minds to make our own magic mushrooms for us in sanctuary, they can help us unlock these mystical levels of the shamans and connect us more with nature and all the rest of it, all the good benefits that responsible mushroom use will bring. So that's the magic mushroom as promised. And there's two men there having a wonderful time. Expect to see the photographs of this. So, yeah. Yes, you can. Marianne said something. Ooh. Hang on there, Wendy. I saw something too. We'll do some emo on the magic mushroom. Absolutely. There will be a photograph you can do emo with. And it'll probably have men's in it, which is an additional... See, wherever there's a men's, that's a bit like sprinkling stardust on something. They act like that. I saw something that Wendy just posted. I went on a treasure hunt to Eastbourne, came home with an original Silvia cupcake called Happy Star. Oh, wow. Oh, this is ages ago, isn't it? This was emo, long time ago. 2013 or something, right? Happy Star, and it has 8 points. Oh, thank God for that. Congruency and cohesiveness. Awesome, Wendy. Awesome. Oh, thank you for letting me know that. Sometimes wonder what happened to all of those. Bear says, I'm really lucky, a magnet for luck and good fortune. Yeah, yes. I mean, I believe, see, talking for myself personally here, it's kind of weird because on some level, I know I'm really lucky because I'm still alive, and I really shouldn't be. I've had more near-death experiences than, you can shake a stick at. That the fact that I'm still alive is a miracle in and of itself. Crazy. But then on the other hand, there's this weirdness of when you are interacting with what is known as luck in the hard. Like if you go to a casino and you're trying to predict the numbers, and somehow, theoretically, you should be able to do this, but there's something about it that fouls it up and makes it not work. I think there's some sort of spanner in the wheels in the hard that is causing that. And for the longest time, because I couldn't win at roulette, I thought I wasn't lucky. Perhaps winning at roulette isn't being lucky. Perhaps that is just being random. And there's a different kind of luck that has a structure and a pattern and a logic and a predictability and a reliability that you don't find in a casino or in a human-made lottery. Just a thought. I have got a magic mushroom from Martin Stott. Yes, my magic mushroom was a test on a certain kind of wood, and it didn't turn out as he wanted. It didn't turn out glass smooth, and he was going to put it in the burn bin. And I said, no, it's a lovely mushroom. I will do something with it and give it an existence. I will tell him you mentioned that. He's because the sun is shining and the birds are singing. He's zoom, 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 zooming around in the countryside, all free and wild. Oh, wonderful. Okay, yeah, so there we are. Treasure hunting, magic mushrooms, and lucky stars. And it's all connected. It's all connected. It's a metaphorical language of describing this walking, living our lives, walking through our lives one step at a time. Up the mountains, round the corners, wading through the fords, sometimes getting swept away by the water. It's one of those things, isn't it? One of those things. I always thought that the people where I grew up were making their lives unnecessarily hard. Unnecessarily hard. That it didn't have to be that way. That it could be easier. That it could be more fun. And that you should see, for me, the core thing there was they didn't ask for that. They didn't expect that. They didn't expect life to be easy or fun or sparkly or joyous. They didn't expect it. It's a bit like the luck. That the kind of cage of entrainment was that life was meant to be hard. And if you wanted anything good out of life, you had to suffer. You had to suffer. And the more you suffered, somehow you would be rewarded somewhere. Sort of very basic idea that suffering is noble and that self-inflicted suffering is the way to heaven, or I don't know, to something, to what I could never understand. And to this day, I don't understand it. Suffering is the way to pain. Okay, if you like pain, if that's your thing, if you love it, go ahead. I'm not a fan of pain. I like exciting sensations, sensual, delicious. I'm sensitive, I don't know. What can I say, people? What can I say? Oh, yeah. Rod says, one could drink an elixir in sanctuary made of magic mushrooms or a love potion. Absolutely. If you are in need of a love potion, then you could, this is not just one kind of magic mushrooms that grows in a sanctuary. There could be a specific kind of magic mushroom type, or that, is the right one to make a love potion out of. And if you're going to make a potion, perhaps it wants something else as well. Perhaps it doesn't just want magic mushroom pure juice. Perhaps it might want it to be, soothed or gentled. Perhaps it needs a little honey or nectar from a white flower. Who knows? Play with it. It's wonderful. It's a wonderful thing. With a good positive setup on it, you really can't go wrong. Good morning, Janine. Yeah, I think you might have to watch the replay here. We've worked our way through these things, the magic mushrooms, the treasure hunting, and I love the way, I love the way how everything is starting to connect up because of star metrics, where that we can have the energy mind there, we can have the conscious mind happening there, we can learn about the power of the conscious mind. See, this thing with the lucky memories, to change that negative belief of I'm not a lucky person or I'm not a blessed child, that's just another way of saying that. Simply be able to eradicate negative beliefs by asking for the counter evidence of star memories, positive memories. And it doesn't necessarily mean, you may have you may have a topic where you're asking for positive memories and you're not getting any. So it actually, whatever that belief was, it is true. And then at least we've got something to work with. And we can say, okay, how can we evolve this? How can we take the first steps into a better direction? It really is. This is why I keep having the court of law as a metaphor. The idea of a court of law is that there's a process that gets us to the truth. You have evidence presented by both sides, and then the jury decides and the judge passes that judgment down. What's happened is that we've been in a court of law where the other side, the defendant side, never got to present their evidence. So all the evidence we got all the time was the trauma evidence, the negative evidence. When something didn't work, when we got hurt, when we made a mistake, or when we thought we made a mistake, or when something bad happened. But there never was the counter evidence where the other side got to say, yeah, wait a minute, but you did do this, and this did happen, and that happened. So we can come to some kind of, reality-based idea of whether we are lucky or not, whether we are lovable or not, whether we have the capacity to create reality or not. It's you cannot come to a just judgment in the absence of this star evidence, the star witnesses. This is why I think it's just so super important to start paying attention to our positive memories. Ah, hello, Julia. Good morning. I will put you on the screen. Hello, Julia. Lovely to have you tune in. It's great. Woohoo. Julia is an amazing, amazing person. A wonderful cook. Great sailor, too, from what I hear. Okay, guys. Right. So that was our Sunday life to do with lucky mushrooms and treasure huntings and star sparkles. I know there's people out there who think that we're just mad talking about these things, but we're actually not. This whole thing has a structure, it has a logic to it. And eventually, I think people will, people will start to think differently about many things. Like, and when they do, like this thing, whether you're lucky or not, are you lucky or are you not lucky? Well, we've been thinking about all the things where we weren't lucky, so now it's time to hear the other side. It's time to bring in the star witnesses for the defense. And at the very least, at the end of that process, we will be more reality-based than we were when we started. But not just that, I believe then we have some data that we can look at and possibly come up with some research ideas for the future. Something that we could do, come up perhaps even with a definition of luck eventually. Now, wouldn't that be a fine thing? Be wonderful, be useful. Okay, my darlings. Yeah, Star Matrix really is the catalyst that brings it all together. Star Matrix could be this fine stardust that just gets into everything and just keeps sparking life to new parts of our energy system. I do feel sometimes like it is what that is. All right. Okay, so I will give a shout out to Carol and Cattrall and Helen Ryle, who are the first 2 Star Matrix Masters from 21-4. Many congratulations. They've made the trip to the stars and they came back. They are still alive and they left good reviews, which is great. And I love that. Next journey starts in May, I believe. And that might be the last one I might personally do. But we'll see that. We'll see what happens next. I think that might be the last one. Okay, so my beloved ones, may you be uplifted. May you be lucky. May you remember incidences of luck to bring your own star witnesses to this court trial that will decide on, well, at least getting closer to the truth of whether you're lucky or not, whether you are a blessed child, turns out. I have my ideas on that. I know which side of the argument I'm standing on, but talk is cheap. However, your own experience, that's what's precious. Those are the treasures and riches of your life. And the treasure hunting, that's not just the past events that have already happened, but it's also the future events that are still to come. And I've had loads this week. It was absolutely amazing. I thank the universe. I thank all of you who are a part of this whole thing and my journey and who are stimulating thoughts and ideas, and without whom I wouldn't be doing any of this. I'd be just sitting quietly in a tower by my sea, doing my own thing. And it's just not the same thing when you're not here with me, which is wonderful. All right, my loved ones, thank you so much for being here. I'm hoping to see you again for next week's Sunday Live with Silvia. Until then, stay lucky, stay sparkly, stay blessed, and know the universe really does love you with all its heart. Lots of love and bye for now. Bye.